DC is one of the top of the list for us. You look at Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman. These are brands that are known everywhere in the world, and the ability to drive those all over the world with great story is a big opportunity for us. We have done a reset. We've restructured the business where we're going to focus, where there will be a team with a 10-year plan focusing just on DC. It's very similar to the structure that Alan Horn and Bob Iger put together very effectively with Kevin Feige at Disney. We think that we could build a long-term, much stronger, sustainable growth business out of DC. And as part of that, we're going to focus on quality. We're not going to release any film before it's ready. We're not going to release a film to make a quarter. We're not going to release a film the focus is going to be how do we make each of these films in general as good as possible. But DC is something that we think we could make better, and we're focused on it now.
So my most requested video is, yo, what is good YouTube? What is going on with the SnyderVerse? What is the state of the SnyderVerse? Is the SnyderVerse dead? So in today's video, I thought I'd dive deep into what is going on with the SnyderVerse. Can it continue? Is it continuing? And what the frickin' hell's going on with this 10-year plan that David Zaslav revealed during Warner Bros. Discovery's earnings call, when he loosely said there's a 10-year plan to somewhat copy Marvel and somewhat alliterated that's why Alan Horn's come in. So, yo, what is freaking good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the Marvel, DC, pop culture-based content that we do on this channel. We are focusing on the SnyderVerse today because I know a lot of my audience, I love Zack Snyder's universe. We all want to see the nightmare scene. But realistically, I think it'd be cool if Black Adam was somehow intertwined into the nightmare timeline. That would be great. So, subscribe to the channel. Let me know down below, is the SnyderVerse dead? I think it really can coexist in the new DC plan. Also, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice, and at Warstu on Instagram. Also, if you want to see the beautiful face, just flick back to the earlier videos. I used to come on camera all the freaking time, to the point where I've considered coming back on camera, but I don't know if it would make any difference. And also check us out on the Twitter sphere, WarstuG. I do reply to a lot of people on there because I have like 12 followers on there. WarstuG because someone freaking stole my handle. So I can't get the @Warstu one back, even though whoever's taken it doesn't use it. So we have David Zaslav come out of the earnings calls like, yo, we've got a 10-year plan. We're going to somewhat copy Marvel or emulate what Marvel did. We've got a Batman franchise. We've got a Superman franchise, and we've got a Wonder Woman franchise. And we've got DC Studios. So the future of DC is looking very, very bright. And then Dwayne Johnson comes out and says, yo, we're building out the Black Adam universe from this movie. We could get a Hawkman movie. We could get a Cyclone movie. We could get a Dr. Fate movie, which is kind of like Doctor Strange in a way. So interesting. So we know that David Zaslav isn't the biggest fan of the multiverse. So we know that Joker 2 and the Batman, although the Batman 2 hasn't been greenlit, are pretty much Elseworld storylines, and they don't need to be in the multiverse unless they want to be, I guess. They're kind of different universes, so Elseworld universe or multiverse universes, we don't know. So what is interesting here is WB Discovery apparently wanted to get it, flash the Flash as in flash it away. Okay, I'm not funny. They wanted to can it, but David Zaslav didn't want to can it because they haven't physically put so much money into it, but they've already done reshoots whilst Warner Bros. Discovery has been in power. Now, there is a power struggle, apparently, even inside Warner Bros. Discovery, because now I think this is a reliable source. So undercover audiences on Twitter said this: Zaslav was outvoted on Tuesday with regards to the Miller situation. The majority of Warner Bros. Board wanted to indefinitely shelf The Flash, okay? And some YouTubers and scoopers and Twitter people and, TikTokers and them kind of people ran with this story saying The Flash indefinitely shelved. No, because we know they are literally changing the third act with Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck. to essentially, from what I'm being told, make Ben Affleck the main Batman inside the new DC plan, which would make the Snyderverse continuity somewhat there. But Zaslav was against this idea, so he called another meeting today. And it sounds like there's a shouting match going on at Warner Bros. Because, yeah, the board, it's very different to the old WB. This is the new Warner Bros. Discovery. Arguments, debates always go on with boardrooms. It's standard. But what is interesting is he went on to say Zaslav doesn't have confidence and is worried about Aquaman 2. Now, careful spoilers, I don't want to ruin your experience with Aquaman 2, but the global warming effect is a massive plot point for Aquaman 2. Kind of dumb, though, when you think about it, because Aquaman's underwater. They don't care about anyone that lives on the land, do they? No. He fears Aquaman might turn out to be a major dud, might be delayed, so he doesn't want to get rid of it. Another major property off the DC slate. He's called another meeting, but things went tip-top. Interesting. Now, you have to take all this kind of stuff with a pinch of salt, but I like to kind of tell you guys where the information's coming from, because then it's pretty much easier. And then you got all the information saying, yo, test screening's going great. Cool. Okay, so the main reason they don't want to scrap it, because although predominantly Warner Brothers Discovery didn't pay for that, they bought out and merged and made a new company, Warner Brothers Discovery. So realistically, it is kind of in a roundabout way their money. So the Batgirl situation. So the Batgirl got canned, right? Because it doesn't co-align with Warner Bros. Discovery's new mission for DC Films, DC Studio. Now, what a lot of people don't realize is this whole tax write-off, if you know nothing about business, right, they're not getting 90 million written off. That's not how this works. So each company, I don't know where Warner Bros. Discovery operates out. I believe it's New York. You get something called corporation tax. So that's a percentage of whatever the earnings is. So most likely in the UK, it's generally around 20, I believe. In New York, I could be wrong. I don't live in America. I'm not American, although some people think I am. I think the tax in New York is 40-50%. So whatever the total budget or whatever they've spent on that movie, they're not making any profit from it. So they can tax write it off, but they're not tax writing it all off. It's just a small percentage of it. So let's break this down and continue. So if Batgirl doesn't co-align with the new continuity, which this is where it gets really interesting, because Batgirl was supposed to kick in and Michael Keaton had about 15, 10-minute scenes. He had like 5 scenes, essentially. He didn't even train Batgirl. So Michael Keaton was supposed to be bigged up to be the next Batman, essentially. But David Zaslav does not want a 70-year-old Batman. So that's getting canned, and then they're reshooting the third act. So essentially Ben Affleck will become the DCEU Batman again. He was already. And like I said, when Robert Pattinson got cast, I said that Ben Affleck would come back. He came back for Zack Snyder's Justice League and The Flash, and also Aquaman 2. I said all this, and you guys like, yeah, Warstu, you keep saying stuff. Yeah, because I was right. And if I'm right, I tell you, I'm right. But realistically, I should be humble, but like, yo, let it slide. Only mention it if you're wrong, and say, sorry, guys, I got it wrong. I was told the wrong information. But let's be humble. I won't keep mentioning stuff I was right. But just remember, guys, I was right about Zack Snyder's Justice League movie coming out. So, the state of the Snyderverse at the moment, it's really hard to break it down and find out. Because some people are like, yeah, the Snyderverse continuity is going to continue. It's got to somewhat continue because the Flash movie is really important to the overall plan going forward. And Black Adam continuity, it's somewhat in the Snyderverse continuity because Black Adam is essentially evil. Shazam is good. They are essentially the same character in a roundabout way. And Shazam is Snyderverse. In Shazam 1, BVS merchandise. So that movie happened. So going forward, unless they erase everything, which they can't really erase BVS from ever happening, the Black Adam continuity is essentially Snyderverse continuity. And from what I'm hearing from behind the scenes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson really wants the Snyderverse to continue. He wants Justice League 2 and 3. He wants to be in a Nightmare scene. And seeing Black Adam with Darkseid would be freaking cool. So we do know that Lex Luthor was going to have an evil side and Black Adam could join them. I think it would be pretty cool. So in yesterday's video, we said that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, is going to help the DC future become better, and he's part of the plan. So it's hard to definitely explain the state of the Snyderverse, but from what I've heard, Zaslav is a fan of some of the Snyderverse, so the new continuity will use parts that worked really well of the Snyderverse, and they will make new parts of whatever this new continuity is with the new plan. But something that I've been told will change is allegedly, I don't know if this is real, no one does. Superman being killed off isn't going to happen in the Flash movie from what I understand, and Superman will appear at the end of the Flash movie, but we don't know. It will only make sense if it's Henry Cavill Superman, but with the rumors being most likely true that he's playing Hyperia in Loki Season 2 with the Squadron Supreme, Henry Cavill's going to be a very busy person. So as far as I know, at the end of the Flash movie, it will be Superman, Henry Cavill, it will be Ben Affleck, Batman, Batfleck there. And Sasha Cali Supergirl will still coexist. She'll still be in it, no worries. But the Snyderverse, is it dead? I don't know. I don't think it's dead, but parts of it won't come to fruition. Now, I know I get a lot of hate when I say, oh, the Snyderverse has been restored. The Snyderverse literally doesn't need to be restored because it's already there. We are seeing the continuity. You see Shazam 2, right? The Snyderverse stuff in it. So many scenes from the Snyderverse, scenes from the Justice League, Zack Snyder's movie. The continuity is literally right in your face. The Flash movie literally kicks off in the Snyderverse because it's got to. Because that's the only verse we have. So from what I understand, and yeah, this might be spitballing, it might be theorizing, it's the Burton universe that's going to get taken out. Michael Keaton Batman will either get stuck somewhere else, but that doesn't make sense, or he will be, like, you know, essentially taken out the universe and never exist ever again. But as far as I know, Zaslav isn't really a fan of the multiverse. So I keep getting questions. People keep saying, yo, bro, what's going on with the Snyderverse? I don't know what's going on with the Snyderverse. Obviously, my boy Zack Snyder's busy at Netflix with his projects over there. He's wrapped up over there for the next 2 to 4 years. So even if they do want to do Justice League 2 and 3, it won't happen for a while. And people keep going, yeah, the actors are getting too old. Behave, lads. Behave. Paul Rudd, Ant-Man, in his 50s. Robert Downey Jr., in his 50s, still kicking as Iron Man. He will return at a later date. Age is not a number. Like, obviously it's a number. You guys are like, yeah, these actors are getting too old. Literally, Hamada wanted Michael Keaton to be Batman in cameo roles for the next 5 years. So if you think Henry Cavill, who's late 30s, is too old, and Ben Affleck's too old, literally these people look better than most people half their age. So it's Hollywood, plastic surgery. They're not too old at all. So it is a shame that most people think the Snyderverse is dead. Continuity-wise, because they cancelled Batgirl, the reshoots with Ben Affleck, Snyderverse, all the scenes, everything's there in front of you. Will it definitely be the Snyderverse? No, I don't think it will be, but I think a lot of the continuity that was set up for Zack, if Zack does want to return and do Justice League 2 and 3, once he's done with his Army Dead and Rebel Moon, cool. But that's the reason why I haven't really done any Snyderverse-based videos, because there realistically isn't anything to say outside of what I already said. I think DC's in safe hands. We've got The Rock there. The Rock's got a lot of pulling power. Alan Horn, he did a lot of good work. Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Nolan Trilogy, did a lot of the stuff over at Disney, Star Wars, Marvel. Regardless if you like it, it was successful. So there is a really bright future at DC Films. The Snyderverse will exist. It's just in what capacity will it exist? So like always, guys, let me know your freaking opinion down below. Would you be happy even if the Snyderverse didn't continue, but it did coexist in somewhat through the characters, through Jason, through Gal, through Warstu, etc. We're not going to talk about The Flash because I personally think The Flash should be recast at the end of the movie. Hopefully that will happen because, yeah, let's not get into that. But yeah, let's hope they recast The Flash and have an actor that can act like a professional outside of work. So like always, guys, check us out on Instagram at Warstu to see the beautiful face behind this beautiful voice. Also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG. And I will catch you in another video, guys, very soon. Catch you later.